What's the first thing to vanish from store shelves during a crisis? Spoiler, it's not water or batteries. It's something most people overlook entirely. In today's video, we're uncovering the 10 survival essentials that disappear first when war breaks out or the economy collapses. Some of these might already be in your home, and others will definitely surprise you. From food staples to hygiene must-haves, we'll help you stay ahead of the chaos. Don't wait until it's too late, hit that subscribe button, and let's get started. What's the strangest thing you've seen sell out? Drop a comment below. 10. Power essentials. Batteries and flashlights. When the lights go out, the world feels a lot smaller and a lot scarier. Whether it's a natural disaster, a power grid failure, or a full-blown crisis, one of the first things people scramble for is light. Batteries and flashlights are the unsung heroes of survival, yet they're often overlooked until it's too late. Think about it. When the power cuts out, what's the first thing you reach for? A flashlight. But here's the catch. Flashlights are useless without batteries, and most people don't realize how quickly they'll burn through their stash. From powering radios and medical devices to keeping kids' toys running, batteries become a lifeline in emergencies. And let's not forget, they don't last forever. Even unused batteries lose their charge over time, which means people aren't just buying for immediate use, they're stockpiling for the long haul. Flashlights, on the other hand, are a must-have in every corner of your home. One for the kitchen, one for the car, one for outdoor trips, and maybe even a headlamp for hands-free tasks. During a blackout, candles and matches might seem like a good backup, but they're not practical for everything. They're fire hazards, hard to control, and not ideal for tasks like reading instructions or checking on kids in the dark. A reliable LED flashlight, however, is a game changer. The demand for these items skyrockets during crises. Stores run out of AA&D batteries almost overnight, leaving latecomers empty-handed. And it's not just about convenience, it's about safety. Without light, navigating your home, preparing food, or even finding your way to the bathroom becomes a challenge. So, if you haven't already, stock up on batteries and flashlights now. Trust me, you'll thank yourself later. 9. Pet supplies, food, and essentials for furry friends. In times of crisis, it's easy to focus on human needs and forget about our four-legged family members. But for millions of pet owners, their animals are just as important as any other family member. That's why pet food and supplies vanish from store shelves faster than you'd expect during emergencies. Here's the thing. Pets can't just eat whatever's left in your pantry. Dogs and cats have specific dietary needs, and not all human food is safe for them. A dog can't survive on crackers, and cats require meat-based diets to stay healthy. When supply chains break down, pet owners panic, and for good reason. What they really need is a good diet. Apapack has had 300-plus products which extract all of the oils, chief oils, and pet owners panic, and for good reason. Without proper nutrition, pets can become sick or even die, adding another layer of stress to an already chaotic situation. During hurricanes, blackouts, or economic collapses, pet food becomes a hot commodity. People buy in bulk, filling their carts with bags of kibble and cans of wet food. Shelters and rescues often face shortages as well, as demand outpaces supply. And it's not just food. Litter, leashes, and even medications for pets start disappearing too. If you're a pet owner, don't wait until the last minute to stock up. Keep at least a month's supply of food and essentials on hand. And remember, pets are creatures of habit. Sudden changes in diet can upset their stomachs, so it's better to stick with their usual brands. In a crisis, having what your pet needs can make all the difference, for them and for you. 8. Hygiene must-haves. Toilet paper and wipes. It might sound funny, but sanitation supplies are some of the first things to disappear during a crisis. Remember the great toilet paper shortage of 2020? It wasn't just a fluke. It was a lesson in how quickly people panic when their basic needs are threatened. Toilet paper, baby wipes, and disinfecting wipes are more than just conveniences. They're essentials for maintaining hygiene and preventing illness. When disaster strikes, people don't just worry about food and water, they also think about what happens after they eat and drink. Without proper sanitation, even minor issues can escalate into serious health problems. Here's why these items vanish so quickly. First, they're bulky and take up a lot of space in stores, which means there's less stock to begin with. Second, they're consumable. A family of 4 can go through a roll of toilet paper in a week, and during a crisis, people tend to use more than usual. Add in the fact that wipes are multi-purpose. They can clean surfaces, freshen up during power outages, or even serve as emergency diaper substitutes, and it's easy to see why they're in such high demand. The chaos of 2020 showed us how unprepared most people are for supply chain disruptions. Grocery store aisles turned into battlegrounds, with people hoarding boxes of toilet paper and selling them online for outrageous prices. And while it's easy to laugh about it now, the truth is, sanitation supplies are no joke. In a prolonged crisis, having a backup stash can make or break your comfort and your health. 7. Medications, over-the-counter, and prescription. When it comes to survival, staying healthy is half the battle. That's why medications, both over-the-counter and prescription, are among the first things to disappear during a crisis. Yet they're often overlooked until it's too late. Think about it. When was the last time you had a headache and reached for ibuprofen? Or when your allergies flared up and you needed antihistamines? Now imagine trying to find those items in a store that's been picked clean. During emergencies, people rush to pharmacies, not just for food and water, but for meds. And here's the kicker. You can't always get more. Unlike canned food or bottled water, medications aren't something you can improvise with. For those with chronic conditions like diabetes or high blood pressure, the stakes are even higher. Insulin, blood pressure pills, and EpiPens are life-saving essentials, and there's no substitute if they're unavailable. Even common OTC meds like pain relievers, cough syrup, and antacids become gold in a crisis. People start thinking ahead. What if I get sick and can't get help? What if I'm stuck at home with no way to refill a prescription? Pharmacies often limit purchases during panic events, and online retailers see prices skyrocket as people try to buy in bulk. To make matters worse, many medications have expiration dates, so even if you have some at home, they might not last long. That's why it's crucial to keep a backup supply of the essentials. And don't forget about first aid items like bandages, antiseptics, and thermometers. They're just as important for staying healthy in unpredictable times. 6. Long-lasting nutrition. Canned beans. Canned beans might not be the most glamorous item on your shopping list, but when it comes to survival, they're a powerhouse. Packed with protein, fiber, and essential nutrients, beans are a reliable source of plant-based nutrition that can sustain you when fresh food is hard to come by. One of the reasons canned beans disappear so quickly during crises is their versatility. You can eat them straight from the can, heat them up, or use them as a base for countless dishes. Black beans in tacos, kidney beans in chili, pinto beans with rice. The possibilities are endless. And unlike fresh produce, canned beans have a long shelf life, often lasting 2 to 5 years if stored properly. But it's not just their nutritional value that makes them a hot commodity. Canned beans are also affordable and easy to store, making them a go-to for preppers and budget-conscious shoppers alike. When supply chains break down, people prioritize foods that are both practical and nourishing, and beans check all the boxes. During emergencies, store shelves are cleared of canned goods almost overnight, and while beans might not seem as exciting as other survival foods, their importance can't be overstated. They're a staple that can keep you fed and energized when options are limited. So the next time you're stocking up, don't overlook this humble yet essential item. 5. Germ fighters, hand sanitizer and disinfectant wipes. Let's talk about the unsung heroes of hygiene during a crisis, hand sanitizer and disinfectant wipes. These items might seem like everyday conveniences, but when the world turns upside down, they become absolute essentials. If you lived through the chaos of 2020, you already know how quickly these products can vanish from store shelves. One day, everything was normal. The next, people were wiping down groceries like they were handling hazardous materials. Why do these items disappear so fast? It's simple. Cleanliness equals safety. In uncertain times, when germs are a real threat and access to clean water might be limited, having a quick and effective way to sanitize your hands and surfaces is priceless. Hand sanitizer, with its alcohol-based formula, kills germs on contact, making it a go-to for anyone trying to stay healthy. Disinfectant wipes, on the other hand, are incredibly versatile. They're not just for cleaning hands. They're used to sanitize phones, doorknobs, tools, camping gear, and even money. In survival situations, staying clean isn't just about comfort. It's about avoiding infections and illnesses that could become life-threatening. During a crisis, the demand for these items skyrockets. Parents with kids, people in crowded shelters, and homeowners trying to keep their spaces safe all rush to stock up. Pharmacies start limiting purchases, online prices soar, and DIY recipes for hand sanitizer flood social media. Suddenly, rubbing alcohol and aloe vera become more valuable than gold, and here's the kicker, hand sanitizer has a shelf life. Most products lose their effectiveness after about 2 years, so even if you have some at home, it might not work when you need it most. The lesson here? Don't wait for the next crisis to stock up. Keep a supply of hand sanitizer and disinfectant wipes on hand at all times. They're not just convenient, they're lifesavers when things go sideways. 4. Shelf-stable greens, canned vegetables. Canned vegetables might not be the most exciting item in your pantry, but when fresh produce disappears from stores and your freezer stops working, they become a survival superstar. Think about it, in a crisis, your body still needs vitamins, minerals, and fiber to stay healthy. Canned carrots, green beans, corn, and peas provide all that and more, making them an essential part of any emergency food stash. Why do canned vegetables disappear so quickly during a crisis? It's because they're practical, nutritious, and incredibly easy to use. Unlike fresh veggies that spoil within days, canned vegetables have a shelf life of 2 to 5 years if stored properly. That makes them perfect for long-term storage. Plus, they're versatile. You can eat them straight from the can, heat them up, or add them to other dishes to stretch your meals. A can of corn can bulk up a pot of rice, green beans can enhance a stew, and carrots can add flavor and nutrition to almost anything. But here's the problem. People often overlook canned vegetables until it's too late. When panic sets in, everyone rushes to grab pasta, rice, and canned meats, forgetting that they'll need something green in their diet. By the time they realize it, the shelves are empty. And let's not forget, canned vegetables are a staple for preppers and budget-conscious shoppers alike. When supply chains break down, these items are among the first to go. If you want to be prepared for the next crisis, start stocking up on canned vegetables now. They're not just a backup, they're a lifeline for maintaining your health and nutrition when fresh options aren't available. 3. Comfort in a box. Pasta and canned tomato sauce. Pasta and canned tomato sauce might seem like simple pantry staples, but during a crisis, they become invaluable. Why? Because they're affordable, filling, and incredibly easy to prepare. In uncertain times, when people are looking for comfort and sustenance, pasta and sauce check all the boxes. Let's start with pasta. It's one of the most budget-friendly foods you can buy, making it a go-to for families trying to stretch their dollars. A single bag of pasta can feed a family for days, and it has a long shelf life. Most dry pasta lasts 1 to 2 years if stored properly. That means you can stock up without worrying about it going bad anytime soon. And when it comes to versatility, pasta is hard to beat. Pair it with tomato sauce, mix it with canned vegetables, or add some protein for a complete meal. Now let's talk about canned tomato sauce. Alone, pasta can be a bit bland, but add a can of sauce and you've got a hearty, satisfying dish. Tomato sauce is rich in flavor and packed with nutrients like vitamin C and lycopene. It's also incredibly versatile. You can use it as a base for soups, stews, or even pizza. During a crisis, when fresh ingredients are hard to come by, having a stash of canned tomato sauce can make all the difference. The demand for pasta and sauce spikes during emergencies because they're easy to store, easy to cook, and comforting to eat. Grocery stores often run out within hours of a major event, leaving latecomers scrambling. If you want to avoid being caught off guard, make sure your pantry is stocked with these essentials. They're not just food, they're peace of mind in a box. 2. Liquid gold. Bottled water. Water is the most basic human need, yet it's often the first thing people overlook until it's gone. During a crisis, bottled water becomes liquid gold, disappearing from store shelves faster than almost anything else. Why? Because you can't survive without it. Water isn't just for drinking, you need it for cooking, cleaning, washing hands, brushing teeth, and even flushing toilets if things get bad enough. When a storm warning, boil water advisory, or power outage hits, people suddenly remember how essential water is to their daily lives, and that's when the panic buying begins. Grocery stores are cleaned out overnight, gas stations sell out by midday, and even warehouse clubs start limiting how many cases you can buy. The problem is, most people don't realize how much water they actually need. The general rule of thumb is 1 gallon per person per day, but that doesn't account for additional needs like cooking or cleaning. During a prolonged crisis, those gallons add up fast. And if you're relying on tap water, you're taking a risk. Contaminated water can lead to serious health issues, especially when medical help is hard to come by. To avoid being caught unprepared, start building your water supply now. Invest in bottled water, water purification tablets, or even a portable filtration system. Remember, water isn't just a convenience, it's a necessity, and when it's gone, nothing else matters. 1. Protein power, canned meat. When it comes to survival food, canned meat is the ultimate MVP. Whether it's Spam, canned chicken, corned beef, or tuna, these protein-packed staples are the first to vanish from store shelves during a crisis, and for good reason. They're nutritious, non-perishable, and ready to eat straight from the can. Protein is essential for maintaining energy and strength, especially in high-stress situations. Unlike grains or vegetables, it's hard to replace once it's gone. That's why canned meat becomes so valuable during emergencies. It's not just food, it's fuel for your body. And the best part? You don't need power or refrigeration to store it. Just a can opener, and you're good to go. Canned meat also has a long shelf life, often lasting 2 to 5 years if stored properly. That makes it a smart investment for anyone looking to build a reliable food supply. And it's incredibly versatile. You can add Spam to rice, mix canned chicken into pasta, or use corned beef in sandwiches or hash. Some people even use canned meat as trade currency in extreme situations. The demand for canned meat spikes during crises because it's practical, portable, and satisfying. Stores often sell out within hours, leaving latecomers empty-handed. If you want to be prepared, start stocking up now. Canned meat isn't just a survival food, it's a survival strategy. When a crisis hits, the world as we know it can change overnight. Store shelves empty faster than you'd ever imagine, and the essentials you take for granted suddenly become impossible to find. From batteries and flashlights to canned meat and bottled water, these 10 survival essentials are the first to vanish when war breaks out or the economy collapses. The question is, will you be ready? Preparation is key. Stocking up on these items now, before disaster strikes, can save you from the stress, panic, and uncertainty that come with shortages. It's not just about survival, it's about peace of mind. Knowing you have what you need to keep your family safe, healthy, and comfortable during tough times is priceless. So take action today. Start building your emergency stash, rotate your supplies to keep them fresh, and don't forget the less obvious essentials like pet food, hygiene products, and medications. The more prepared you are, the less you'll have to rely on luck when the unexpected happens. And remember, preparation isn't just about hoarding supplies. It's about being smart, resourceful, and proactive. Share this video with friends and family to help them get ready too. If you found this list helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tips on staying prepared in an unpredictable world. Stay safe, stay prepared, and we'll see you in the next video.